Chapter 12. Growing Up. "William," whispered Octavia late one night, "Irina's gone out to the moon again." "What of it, woman?" said William. "Can't you see I'm asleep?" "But she hasn't done it for such a long time, not since she first arrived." William didn't answer. Octavia got up and wrapped herself in her warmest shawl and crept outside. The wild little child was gone. Irina was now almost as tall as Octavia. She was sturdy, slim and upright, and walked swiftly to the edge of the fields, dragging her bed cover with her for warmth. When she was little, she would go outside on moonlit nights and listen to the distant sounds of wolves howling. Her own answering howl spilled out of her, a howl full of longing for Sheka. Irina had never forgotten the ferocious affection of the wolf mother. She longed to run her hands through that warm pelt, to nuzzle up to her in the safety of the cave. Sheka's fur, her smell, her milk, her glittering stare and her wolf words lived on in Irina's memory. She often thought of Durell too, and this was even more painful. Was he still alive? "I will never forget you," Irina whispered, her breath like a cloud on the cold night's air. Nearby, Octavia listened to her words from where she was hiding behind the apple tree. The next morning, Irina wove the flax thread through the loom that stood at one end of their little home. She didn't seem tired, though Octavia knew she had been out all night. Her fingers flew back and forth, fluid as ribbon. Her long hair was unbrushed and unbraided. "Girl, girl," Octavia scolded, taking the antler comb and dragging it through Irina's long locks. "I'm trying to work," said Irina, tossing her head. "That's no reason to look like a wild woman with rat's nest hair." Irina laughed, dodging the comb. "I like rat's nest hair," she said, and then, "Ow! Must you be so rough?" Her thin, wiry arms worked furiously over the cloth, while Octavia combed out the knots. William came in, carrying the milk pail. "Making linen for my new summer shirt, I hope. Can I have Irina today? I'm going hunting." "No," said Octavia firmly. They often disagreed over where Irina would work. In the cottage she helped Octavia with cooking, sewing, and weaving baskets or cloth. With William she threshed corn and millet, chopped wood, fed the animals, hunted and fished. Irina loved using the strength of her body together with the earth, and she loved working with William. "Irina's gathering herbs for me today," Octavia went on. "We need calendula. The wife of the village chief is coming, and I need her to help me make the potions." William sighed. "Not one of the farmhands is as good a shot as Irina. If you let me take her, we could have pheasant for dinner. You can see in the dark, can't you, pet?" Irina laughed but said nothing. By now she knew that other humans didn't have the abilities she had. William plonked the milk pail onto the table and stomped noisily back to the stables. "I've packed a basket for you," Octavia said, ladling milk into a wooden cup and handing it to Irina. Irina paused to drink. Soft spring light came through the open door. Amicus flew to Irina's shoulder and cooed in her ear. Octavia knew that Irina could understand him. "Mother, what is the age of peace you spoke of yesterday when we were at the shrine?" she asked, pushing Amicus gently from her shoulder. There was a small shrine to the Junsong on the farm, and every season neighbouring families would gather there to celebrate. The villagers had long ago accepted the strange little wolf girl with her curious mixture of words and wolf cries. When they first knew her, Irina ran about on all fours as much as she walked like other children. As the years passed, Her wolfish playfulness grew less, and her words more clear. My teacher told me there would come a peaceful time when the wars would end, said Octavia, putting the comb aside and plaiting Irina's hair. When? When the 3 regions of Ragnar would unite. Under one king? I think so, but the dragon of the Narrowlands must be killed first. Why? Because he starts all the wars. He demands feeding. He loves to eat the truth lovers from the south. Irina shivered. She whispered, "Do they take soldiers to be eaten?" "Yes," said Octavia, "and women and children too. Sometimes they are taken during a war, and sometimes they are kidnapped by Narrowland spies." "That's horrible." "Yes," said Octavia, "but that's the way it's always been. Now get along with you, enough of this gloomy talk." Irina kissed her and took the basket. Octavia watched her adopted daughter's determined step towards the forest, her hair now neatly braided, and the sylvan fluttering above her, as always. How unusual and precious she was. But the love in Octavia's heart had a twist of pain. "You won't always be mine, dear little wolf girl," she said softly. "I may have won you back from the untamed ways of the woodlands, but the wild remains in you. You're marked out for something. I just don't know what."